If you make it, you're in a position to win. Gonna go for two here.
He's going for two.
If you don't make this, you lose. If you make it, you're in a position to win.
Caught him! One-handed catch as he goes up and gets
That's
it.
just a heavy play.
Gonna go for two here. Go for two here.
Caught him! One-handed catch as he goes up and gets it.
Go for two here. Go for two here. If you don't make this, you lose. If you make it, you're in a position to win. Gonna go for two here. Go for two here.
Caught him! One-handed catch as he goes up and gets it.
Go for two here. If you don't make this, you lose. If you make it, you're in a position to win. Gonna go for two here.
He's going for two.
If you don't make this, you lose. If you make it, you're in a position to win.
Caught him! One-handed catch as he goes up and gets
That's
it.
just a heavy play.
Gonna go for two here. Go for two here.
Caught him! One-handed catch as he goes up and gets it.
Go for two here. Go for two here. If you don't make this, you lose. If you make it, you're in a position to win. Gonna go for two here. Go for two here.
Caught him! One-handed catch as he goes up and gets it.
Go for two here. If you don't make this, you lose. If you make it, you're in a position to win. Gonna go for two here.
Okay, and we are live again on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch. Kalen's here. Mantow Tail's girlfriend is at Chad's house, and I am here, of course. Chad's trying to get his stream set up for his hockey game, so he'll be over in a sec. But Kalen, I didn't see you over the Canada Day weekend, so what'd you do, man?
Oh, I ended up just hanging out with the family, having a good time with the two of us. It was my friend's birthday, so went over to their place, had some spicy jalapeno sausages. You know me, I did not have any because it has spicy in it.
Yeah,
I thought you were going to say,
I'd still be feeling the burn if I had had those that night.
yeah. I was gonna say that's one of those things that ruins a long weekend, right? If you have it on the first day, the rest of your weekend's cooked.
Yeah, and I still had to work on the Friday and the Saturday.
Yeah.
So I didn't have the Thursday off. I had to make sure I was in good shape to get back to work. So I had a good time though. How was your long weekend? Were you off the whole time? Do you have to come back to work on the Saturday or what?
No, I was off the whole time, and
Oh my God, it must be tough at the top, eh?
hey, on Thursday, and Liam and Chad can attest to this because the boys were over here. I was cooked. We were.
was he ever?
We were in good shape. I'm not going to pretend. Hey, there was a couple vitamins floating around. There was a few beers that were had. Chad and I teed off golfing at like 9 a.m. And yeah, the whole day got away from me. My night ended with me falling asleep outside watching The Sandlot on my projector. So yeah.
Hey, that's a good movie.
That'll pretty much sum up Canada Day for me. And Chad was at my place, and he had to work on Friday too. So, well, let's go.
Really loose word term with the word work there, eh?
Yeah.
I can only imagine how useful he was on a Friday there.
No,
Man, I
you know what?
killed it
Chad
the
didn't
next
drink.
hour.
Yeah, Chad
I
didn't drink
killed
at
it.
all. Yeah, Chad
okay.
didn't drink.
I didn't drink. Oh,
No,
okay.
it's
Good
just-
job, Chad.
He had to save a little bit for Liam and I. That's why Liam and I were drinking our toboggan beers, and we let the night get away from us. That's all we can say. But
Lovely.
we'll see if the Canadians can win tonight, or if they're going to let the series get away from them. But we're about 30 minutes from puck drop. So how you feeling? We thought we had a parlay.
Hey, what's up, boys?
But yeah, but the email killed us, and we didn't get our parlay in time. So nothing on Coolbet right now, but there's always lots of action you can get there. I got the Dodgers plus 1.5 right now, and the total in the hockey game to be over 4.5. So
Who are the Dodgers playing?
The Marlins.
Oh shit. Well, I mean, they're always a good pick, the Dodgers, but I mean, against the Marlins, real good. Man, they just lost one of their starting pitchers, didn't they? Sixto or whatever his name is. I think he's gone for the season. No.
Who's that?
Sixto Sanchez or whatever his name is.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I think it was announced today, a few hours ago, that he's done for the season. So that's tough breaks for them.
I thought you were talking about Trevor Bauer, and I was like, I don't think we're going to explore that in the show. The whole Trevor
Oh,
Bauer thing is a little
yeah.
bit wild that's a little bit wild for us, man. Let's let the details come out in the press.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, how you feel about this game? Do you think that the Canadians are primed to get swept, or I mean, they could win one at home, right?
I don't know, man. You know what? We were talking to I've been playing a lot of the show with our boy Ricky lately, and of course we're going to talk about the Canadians. And it even sounds like he's down and out on them, Bren. Like if Ricky's down and out on them, and he's talking about the turnovers being the costly mistakes, and they are, because they're outplaying Tampa Bay. It's just their costly turnovers that's happening that's causing these stupid type goals. And it can't all be put on Carey Price. There's been certainly some goals, and Rick will be the first to point them out that are certainly on Carey's head, but the turnovers are what causing it, right? You can only do so much when a turnover happens 3.5 feet in front of you. You can only react so quickly.
Well, right. And I mean, Tampa kind of seems like a team of destiny, and their mayor came out today and said that she rather they lose tonight so that they can win it in Tampa, which, like, I mean, that's a beyond absurd comment. But this Tampa
it's one of those Reggie Miller comments, right? Where you just like sit all your starters for Game 7, right?
I mean, at least Reggie Miller, it was like he was a player. He was, probably a Hall of Fame guy, right? And coming from him was kind of stupid. I understand why she would want the championship won in her hometown. She's the mayor of that place. Obviously, that's good for business. But there's really nothing saying that if they lose tonight, they're going to go and win the next game.
Do you think they have a boat parade?
I was going to say, are they going to have a boat parade? And are they going to try and compete with the trophy toss? Who's going to have the better trophy toss this year? Is it going to be Stamkos?
There's no way.
Well,
You'd have to you're the tag team that Stanley Cup trophy to throw that thing.
Yeah, whoever's throwing it, as long as Varlamov's on the other side catching it, I know that it's going to get caught. Other than that, I'm not sure if it's going to happen.
Yeah.
What a unique style that guy has, man. He's just always down on his knees. It's so late to get back up. And it's cost him a couple of times there late in the game when Perry's goal that he had the other day. It was because he was down too far, and the announcers had pointed that out. But it's working for him. Whatever, right?
I mean, back-to-back cups is potentially what's on the line tonight, and that's big.
Can I tell you the parlay that Dream made?
No.
My buddy? He parlayed that the Lightning and the Bucks would repeat. And he got it at, I think he got it at plus, over plus, I think it was 13 or 14 hundo. So he could be halfway there tonight.
Would you say that if Tampa wins back-to-back here, I had somebody say this to me, that they feel that it's worst case scenario for the NHL because Tampa's already a team that's kind of an emerging market. It's already kind of done whatever it can do over the last 15 years. It's been a hot team for the last 6 or 7 years and really hasn't grown much more in a fan base. Like you could still get tickets as a visitor there all the time. Leafs fans would know that best, those snowbirds that go down there. But is it worst case scenario for Tampa being the team that wins it back-to-back when they're kind of that out-of-market type of hockey team?
Tampa could win the next 5 cups in a row, and they won't have the fan base that Montreal has.
Well, that's right.
Yeah. So,
would it be more beneficial for a team like Arizona or I'm just trying to think of other out-of-market teams that haven't really had the fan base at all? I mean, Tampa has at least got some fan base over the last 5 years because they've had a good team. They put a good product on the ice. But teams like Arizona, they can't fill the rafters to save their life. So would it be more valuable for it to go to a team like that? Or does it even matter in out of market right now in hockey? Are we just beating a dead horse with that?
Yeah, I think you either have a fan base or you don't in hockey. And if you're a team like, Nashville got hot a few years ago, and that kind of revitalized that arena. But that arena was always like that before. They just weren't a winning team. And
yeah, I remember being back there, back when I was 21, when I turned 21. It was the year that they were talking about going bankrupt. And it was probably only maybe my 12th hockey game I've ever been to, and then my second in the States. And I remember looking around, and it was just like the Calgary Flames. Everybody had a jersey on. Everybody was wearing yellow. They had a chant for everything, a song for everything. And I'm thinking to myself, how the hell is this team going bankrupt? Now, mind you, we did only pay about $15 for our ticket. It was like baseball prices kind of thing, right? But that might have been the problem.
Well, they're probably the most popular team in Nashville. I mean, it'd be them and then Vanderbilt baseball probably, and then
the Volunteers.
Well, the Volunteers are in Knoxville, so I guess after that you probably have to say the Titans. But I mean,
thanks.
Third place is better than they've ever finished, so might as well just give it that one. But Chad, what do you think? Do you think do you think of a team like Arizona or I don't know who else is another shit team? Like, give me another shit team like Florida Panthers,
The
maybe.
Devils.
Yeah.
Well, I think the Devils have a fan base themselves. No matter what.
Anywhere in the southern states is not going to sell hockey.
Yeah.
There's football or college football, then baseball, then basketball, then hockey, and soccer could even be ahead of that. So, but I'm not even trying to be funny. It's the truth, right?
Yeah.
We can't even sell at a Jays game, but you can sell at a Toronto FC game. It's going to be no different down there. If you look at hockey for them, right? So yeah, I don't think it matters who wins. At Tampa Bay, at least they get somewhat of a fan base. They get the Canadians and the Snowbirds flying down there, bringing people in, and they have a lot of community support. And I think it's because they do sell the tickets so cheap. But I'd rather see a team like that that's actually building something, and like has been a contender year in year out, than a team just like Arizona win one once by a fluke.
Yeah, and Arizona. I mean, we're picking on them, but not like they have any kind of a base or anything to get into it. But
yeah, they have no fans are gonna get mad at us.
Yeah, I think it'd be good for a team like Minnesota, for example. Minnesota has a great fan base. They have lots of following. But if you ask the average hockey fan who plays for Minnesota, you're going to hear crickets. I mean, outside of the guy won Rookie of the Year this year, and now I'm trying to remember his name. But anyway, I forget his name.
And I was not coming back. Did you read that?
And there's potential that he's going to stay in Russia, which, I mean, whatever. We're not going to get into that because it seems like lots of pro teams and countries are listening to us because every time we say something, it seems to happen. So we don't want to get attacked by Russia. They're going to fucking cuck our stream here, and we're going to get kicked off of Twitch or whichever one they run.
Hey, they can't stop the toboggans, though.
That's true.
That's one thing they cannot stop.
Toboggans roll downhill. And they go down easy. But I was thinking about this the other day because I have taken a little bit of an interest in basketball now. I'm not going to pretend like I'm an NBA fan. I don't have a rooting interest in the series other than whichever team I decide to bet on that day. But is having a team like Milwaukee and Phoenix, a couple teams that haven't been there before, they're newer teams, is this good for the next week and a half, 2 weeks for the NBA for fans to tune in? Like, call it the fans like myself or Chad, the guys that wouldn't tune into the NBA on any other day except for probably Christmas Day unless there's football on.
Absolutely. You got Antetokounmpo, who just won, Defensive Player of the Year, MVP. You've got Devin Booker, who's right on the verge. And you know what? I might as well just call the kid a fucking superstar at this point. I've been fighting it for a month now, and I don't know why. I thought that there was a whole lot of CP3 being on the court, and it's really nice when you have a coach that can play ball alongside you. But he's proven enough, like when CP3 was out, that I think that it's fair enough I can call him a superstar now. Now, this is I read something pretty interesting today that Antetokounmpo and Booker being on the same team that drafted them and then making it to the finals is the first time that players have done that with their teams since Paul Pierce and Kobe Bryant did it when they went to the finals. It's been a long time. Players just seem to switch teams all the time. And a lot of people a few years ago were thinking that Antetokounmpo was on his way out. Devin Booker's obviously going to be around for quite some time with Phoenix. I don't think there's going to be a worry there at all. But this is basketball. This is real. What we're watching now is fun. The Atlanta series was great to watch. Trae Young brought out some real show-stopping plays there. I don't know how much Giannis is going to play. That's a big question mark here. But with him being gone, Holiday has turned into a beast, man. They've let him play. He was brought there for a reason. And right now he's doing more than that. And I think that's amazing for Milwaukee and for Milwaukee fans, a small market team. We were just talking about that. They can't seem to ever get a real big fan base. They've had a decent one the last couple of years. This will be huge for them. So good basketball.
What's kind of wild about it is the Larry Fitzgerald owns part of the Suns and Aaron Rodgers owns part of the Bucks. So
yeah, the football showdown, huh?
Yeah, they're going head to head for a ring here.
Mm-hmm.
And it'd be nice for Larry to get one.
Wow, you did that, eh? You went there.
Yeah, I mean, even if he goes to Arizona this year, he's not going to happen.
Yeah.
But
San
Don't you-
Antonio
what, Chad,
Holmes
you-
can end that dream.
Yeah, Chad, you don't think that he deserves a ring?
No, well, I football. Yeah, he did. He had his chance, and San Antonio Holmes said, "Hold my beer. I'm not done yet."
He sure did. Yeah.
Greatest
That
football
was-
play of all time. I don't care what anybody
Yeah.
says.
Yeah, my heart was racing during that Super Bowl. I even love watching it now. It still gets me hyped up.
Like, I
Um,
wish I would have known you then. Could you imagine you and me watching that game at your house?
Yeah.
That was a pretty
Jalen, you're-
sick play. I
Yeah.
almost preferred the James Harrison play over that one, man. That one was the breathtaking one. Is he gonna be? No. You know?
Like, that game had three of the greatest football plays you'll ever see.
Seriously.
The
it
James
was a
Harrison
great
play,
game.
the Larry Fitzgerald touchdown, just because of like the timing of that play, and then like not even 2 minutes later, San Antonio makes the greatest catch in Super Bowl history.
And not to mention
Fuck the
like,
helmet
what-
catch.
the greatest throw in Super Bowl history.
I don't know what's better to this day. I don't know if it's a better throw or a catch. Like everything
I don't
about
know.
that
I
whole
don't-
combination is just pure magic.
Shane, there was a catch that has been literally dubbed the catch. I don't in the Super Bowl. It might have it.
Man, like it landed in the guy's arms. Like, he did. It was a catch because of what happened, but what was that even in the Super Bowl? I thought that was in the AFC or NFC Championship game.
Yeah, it's NFC
Was it?
Championship to catch. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
I
don't
thought it was
know.
against the Cowboys. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Check
yeah,
your
I mean,
facts.
Either way, like if you're going off pure skill, like we could make the Dwight Clark catch. None of us can make this Antonio Holmes catch.
I couldn't make the
No.
Dwight Clark catch. I couldn't get
Yeah.
up there.
Yeah,
Look at these arms. I ain't getting up there.
yeah, and none of us could shoot a bow and arrow to the point where the throw would needed to be. So, and
I don't
we're
got
pretty
that.
handy
heat.
guys. Yeah, we're pretty handy guys. But so,
But yeah,
I mean-
back to the NBA thing, man. We talked
yeah,
about small
Deontay
market.
Hayden. I love the guy. I think he's a good player. I think it's going to be an easy win for Phoenix, in my opinion.
Oh, okay. Well, now is that with Giannis playing even at like 80%, or is it you're saying if he's not playing that it's going to be an easy win?
I think that Phoenix is a team of destiny, and I mean every team I've picked has lost, so that kind of sucks if you're a Phoenix fan. But my boy Brian Forbes plays for Milwaukee, so I mean I'd be cool with that too. So either way,
At this point, I'm cheering for Phoenix. I think I've been making a lot of fun of the Maple Leafs and everything recently with their 67 Cup was the last time they won, but 53 years it's been since Phoenix had a championship, man. They're due,
Yeah.
and this is a hell of a team to win it for them. So
What did they win? I'm not being a smartass this time. Like, what was it? The NBA Finals or was it something else when they won?
I don't even know.
Can you look that up, Liam? Please? Phoenix Suns championship? Because I'm actually curious now. I didn't know that.
yeah, it's not going to be football,
No.
and
Or hockey.
the baseball team got there, and the baseball team got there in 2001. and
Yeah,
they won the World Series.
Diamondbacks got one.
The Phoenix Suns
that count?
have never won a championship.
Ah.
They won
Shit.
3 conference titles, 76, 93, 21.
There we go.
Bingo.
Stat guy coming in
Whatever.
clutch.
Let's ignore the sport that we're only going to care about for 10 days and go to the sport that we're going to care about after those 10 days. And
Speak for yourself. I
right.
never cared about it.
there is a lot of stuff happening in college sports right now, and anybody that's not a college sports fan should still be interested in this because it makes a pretty big deal. So, for anybody that doesn't know, I mean, I know you guys know, but college players are now allowed to sell their likeness, their name, and likeness to whatever's out there. I mean, they can go out there and make whatever money they want. As far as we know, there's no cap on it. People are scooping up players. Masterpiece Son, who is like an unranked basketball player, just got a $2 million deal with somebody. And there's a ton of money flying around right now. So how do you guys feel about college athletes making money?
No problem with it. As long as they're not buying a GPA to make them eligible, I'm totally down with it. You're a student athlete. You got to have a GPA to be able to play. And as long as you're meeting that
Mm-hmm.
GPA average or whatever it is, play ball, man. And
John,
girl.
Chad, you're an amateur coach. Come on in.
I actually have zero problem with this at all. I actually was listening to Bustin' with the Boys with Kaylin's boys there, and Taylor Lewan was actually breaking down, and he was at Michigan. Fuck Michigan, by the way. But he said like one of the big things is like, yeah, they get their free meals. Slowly just bring that up, Asian. But it's really crazy. So one of the things like people think we get everything for free, but there's only certain things they can give us for free. He's like, I remember going to get my meal plan, and you'd be like, I'm gonna have cereal for breakfast, but they wouldn't give you milk. If you wanted a bag, you could get a bagel, but you had to pay for your cream cheese. So
That's
he's
wild.
like, and I was like, I didn't know that. And he's like, he was talking about, he's like, but it sucks. He goes, I was a fat guy. I have no image.
So can I?
He's like-
I gotta ask a question before you keep going. Does this let Jameis Winston off the hook now? I mean, the guy was hungry. His meal plan ran out, and he wanted.
Are we
some crab.
talking? Are we
He wants some
talking
crab
rape
legs.
or are we talking some cowboys?
Oh, fuck.
Let's keep it on the crab legs.
The crab legs.
Well, you said he's gonna get off. I just make sure we're on the same page.
Wow.
Yeah, Jameis is never watching us now.
Yeah. Oh, he's busy.
But yeah, no,
Yeah,
I don't have a problem with them making money. I actually was under the impression it was going to be like a flat rate across the board. And that was one of the rumors. And they're saying like, how does some schools get the same funding as other schools? But like, kind of like what Lawan was saying. He goes, I played with Deshaun Robinson. He's like, that guy would have made a couple $100K easily.
Mm-hmm.
But he's like, then there he goes, but any of the linemen or any role players, like, they're not going to get nothing. He's like, that's where the trickle down's going to really come in. He's like, now our teammates going to buy for other players. Are they going to share the wealth? Because he's like, that's where the divide, like that's where the divide in the locker room could come. If homeboy's making $5 million, but he's not taking care of the boys, what's going to happen then?
Yeah, and I agree with you. I think that's going to be a big deal, and it's also going to, and I mean, it's probably not supposed to be, but if you have a guy that's making $5-6 million, even if it's over the course of a couple of years, and that guy is also one of your major recruiters, that's probably going to play a factor into recruiting.
Mhm.
I could see, maybe not at Notre Dame because you guys are too classy, but at USC, this Slovis kid is supposed to be one of the top 3 picks. What's saying that he's not going to pay the next guy to come in and take a spot?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't really care for the fact that they can hire agents, but at the same time, if it has no affiliation with the school and you're just selling yourself outside of the school, by all means, I think it's okay. I was kind of hoping one of you guys would disagree with it so we could ramble about it for a while, but seems like
I can play devil's advocate here.
well, it's okay. I was prepared for that too. I was prepared for no one to say anything. And there was a quote in 2019 from Dabo Sweeney that said, "These guys aren't pros. They shouldn't get paid. If they're going to start getting paid, I'm just going to coach real pros." That's a quote that was said. And then recently he came out and said, "Oh, I'm so happy they can get paid. We're just so excited for these kids to be getting taken care of." So,
Oh, he's LeBron.
yeah. How do you feel about a guy like Dabo backpedaling? And I mean, I don't really see him as that kind of a guy.
Well, he has that quarterback pipeline. He ain't gonna fuck that up.
Yeah. And you know
That's
what?
fair.
He might have said something like that, and then I doubt that this would happen in a college setting. But there may have been a few players that pulled him aside and said, "Hey, coach, can you see it from our side? Let us talk to you a little bit." And maybe they swayed his thinking a little bit. It's surprising for a head coach to see as many knees as he's probably seen blown out or legs broken or careers ended in college, that he wouldn't allow a kid to make whatever money he possibly can while he can. We're not talking about the 1% that make the NFL. It's like the 0.3%. Let the 1% in the NCAA make a few bucks. Right?
Yeah.
Now, what does
and
this do for the power shift?
Oh,
for the
man,
conference?
Texas is going to be reeling them in, man.
Like
Well,
They
the
got
SEC, Like, think of the SEC, how powerful they already are. There's going to be a lot of conferences that cannot compete. And there's a lot of men that will spend a lot of money to make sure Alabama wins every year. Or that Texas A&M is great again.
Yeah.
And the LSU is always
just,
there.
Texas A&M just got one of the top recruits quarterbacks.
Yeah. It's
So
crazy what the SEC has.
Like,
as
are they
far
going to
as,
start
like,
buying
boosters.
all these high school kids, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Like, these kids
Like
are
the
going to
boost-
get paid at coming out of high school now. They're going to start paying these kids. And that's going to determine where these kids go to school, right? You can take your parents, buy them their house, get your whole family out of debt, and you're 17 years old. But like, are you selling your soul to do it? And that's what it's going to come down to. Are you
Yeah,
giving up
so
your education to go do that? And it's
So,
going to be
yeah,
really
who
weird.
are the
to see-
boosters?
yeah. So you're going to.
And-
That's how you're going to start picking your schools.
Yeah, I mean, I feel pretty good that Magic Johnson is a booster for Michigan State because that probably means that there's going to be a couple of decent recruits. That guy's got a little bit of money. He's got paid in some side. He's got paid in some side deals. He's got some money.
Yeah.
And
He was giving the
So-
Dodgers. That's all I'm going to say.
So, okay, well, we're on to LA. So here's the burning question, and I think it's something that we're all probably going to disagree on anyway. And so we'll probably move by pretty fast. But you giving Reggie Bush's Heisman back?
Okay, so I need to clarify this story because I was under the impression that he had GPA averages bought. Is that not true?
I don't know.
All right, I'll stick with
I-
what I said earlier then. If the guy didn't have any GPA bought, then give him his friggin' Heisman back. Let the kid play. But if he had any of his grades bought, then I'm not down with it.
No, I think it was just like he improperly received like $200K or something.
Yeah, I remember hearing his parents got living arrangements for a year. They lived rent-free for a year in Malibu, and he got his rent paid too, and that was about it. But then somebody the other day I had read said that there was a GPA, some grades that were bought. So, but yeah, that just threw me for a loop because I never heard that up until recently. So maybe the guy was talking out of his ass.
Yeah, and I mean, I do think it's just like a matter of time, and it'll probably get reinstated as early as like this year, because the NCAA doesn't want these kind of black eyes on them, and something like this that's so simple. It took them how many years to take it away? I don't know, man. Like, I remember Reggie Bush being an electric player at USC, one that most people that were just NFL fans or younger fans might not even realize how good he was. But I mean, if you haven't seen Reggie Bush highlights, go watch them, because if you play against like the caliber of talent that he was playing against and some of the shit he was doing, like, man, the guy's unreal.
And
I
it was
don't give
wild
Heisman
that
back.
You don't?
No.
Whoa!
You gonna send it to whoever was the quarterback in Notre Dame that year?
Nope.
No, it was
I think-
number 2 was Vince Young.
Yeah, because that guy was a straight shooter too.
Yeah.
No, I just think it's at the time those were the rules. You knew what you were doing. And like this is like the prime example of how our culture is now. It's like, oh, I'm sorry, I take it back for what we did. No, you fucked up. You knew what you were doing. You knew exactly what you were doing when you took that money. So I don't care if it's 15 years later. And now we've changed the rules saying guys can make their money. You don't get your trophy back now. Like you still broke rules. You still cheated back then, and you went like against the rule, like the protocols and all that. So no, I don't think he gets it back. And it should be like going forward. Yeah, sure, it's no big deal now, but like I don't think he gets it back. At the end of the day, do you think he fucking cares if he has a Heisman Trophy? Everybody still knows he won it.
He
Oh,
does
he's
care.
complaining. He's complaining like shit. He's been on a
Yeah.
2-day rant about this.
Yeah, he should go fucking apologize to all those fantasy football owners the last 5 years, and then see if anybody gives a flying fuck about him.
Holy shit. I don't know. What's your problem with Reggie Bush? What'd that guy ever do to you?
Nothing, man. I just don't. I think it's a joke that he's begging for a trophy back when he willingly knew what he was doing and broke rules.
So while we're on that,
So should his parents go back and pay back the free house they got?
Well,
Should
they
he go
probably
back
haven't.
and pay back all this? No, come on now. Do you think they ever paid that guy back? Probably not.
should
So
Pete
that's a
Rose
fucking
be
joke.
Should Pete Rose be in the Hall of Fame?
Yes.
What's that?
Should-
be?
Should Barry Bonds be in the Hall of Fame?
Yes.
Roger Clemens?
Yes.
That'll go flying fuck.
Mark McGuire?
Oh yeah.
Sammy Sosa?
Hell
Nope.
yeah.
I just had to be that guy.
Yeah.
No,
Wait, did Sammy? Wait, hold on. Did Sammy play? He did play. Got tainted in the year after the rules were made, though, didn't he? A little bit.
Well, he played in the same year as McGuire. Like
But he didn't play after that. Like he didn't play after the rules were changed and got caught or anything.
well, the rules haven't really changed. You still can't do steroids.
Well, they didn't. They just didn't test for it then.
Yeah, there just wasn't like a legislation in baseball at the point. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, like, kind of like to Chad's argument, like he's saying why go back on a rule that changed now? I mean, they weren't testing for steroids before, and all these guys hit home runs, and now the writers are being bitches and penalizing them now. I know that's not really the topic, but
Hudson asked if baseball should even be a sport. Yes, it should, Hudson. I'm falling back in love with that sport again, man. It's awesome,
Yeah.
especially you got players like Ohtani.
Yeah, and guys like Ohtani is gonna be the reason that baseball is able to succeed. And we'll get to baseball because I do have baseball on the list. But
On this rule
you-
thing we were talking about, so I'm going to cut you off.
that's fine.
Do you think this girl should be allowed to go to the Olympics?
Oh God.
Yes, I mean
she popped
for
for marijuana.
weed. Yeah, I would too.
It's on the banned substance list, though.
Yeah, I would let her run.
Okay.
Let her run.
Right. I'm actually like, I really want to. Everybody's up in arms with like they're not going to change their thought process, but they've let everybody else compete, which is the crazy part. Like
Mhm.
Michael, I think Mike Phelps got it as an out of competition. He popped, but he still had to go to the Olympics. I don't know. I think it's crazy that the fact.
Did he
like,
pop or did he just get caught smoking a bong? I think there was just a picture of him doing a bong rip, wasn't there?
I
Did
thought
he
he
actually
popped,
fail the
out of,
test?
but it's at a competition.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, what is a non-banned substance that would help her make her feel better? Like, naturally, like she has been going through some shit, and we're not going to dig into her personal
Mhm.
life, even though it seems like it's been made like a big deal on the internet because the internet makes a big deal of everything. But like, this lady's been going through some shit. She's a top-tier athlete, and she decided to smoke some weed to just relax, and now she can't be an Olympian. Like, I would say, fuck the Olympics. I mean, I lost interest when someone said she was an Olympian. So the only Olympian, the only Olympian that I would care about is if our girl Chelsea Carey gets herself into the Winter Olympics. But other than that, I don't know. The Olympics aren't really a thing for me.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of stupid. I mean, the girl could take lavender to make herself feel better and have no problem here. She just decided to take a different natural path. It's kind of dumb. Let her run.
And the crazy part is it's legal in the state she did it in,
Yeah,
where she got caught. So
Yeah.
it's a
Plus,
shitty
like, if it-
situation. It's a shitty story. Like, there's no reason for marijuana to be on the ban list in general.
no.
They've been fighting this for years in every sport. But yeah, no, it's the Olympic testing is what it is, and now it's just gonna fuck up this poor girl's life. Hopefully, she doesn't lose her sponsorship deals because that's the most important thing, realistically, for any athlete like that.
Yeah.
We'll put her in touch with Treetop.
Yeah.
See if they can work something out for him. But yeah, did you guys watch any golf this weekend?
I did not.
So you guys didn't see this this crazy playoff that they had going on?
No. Fill me in.
So it was pretty much three golfers that no one's ever fucking heard of, but I know their names now. Now that I watched it, so at the end of the final round, there's three guys that are tied, all at minus 18, which I was like, oh, that's not too
Minus
bad. But
18.
yeah,
Wow.
and they're playing into Detroit, so I would imagine it wasn't like an amazing course, but anyway. So first hole, whatever, they knock out one of these dudes, and then for 6 consecutive holes, I believe the one guy's name was Marriott. The guy that won was Cam Davis, and I think he might be my new favorite golfer now after watching him. But
Okay.
this guy would place the ball like 10, 15 feet from the hole, and then he would 2-putt every time. So that reminded me of like myself who doesn't know how to putt. And this other guy, he keeps hitting it in the fucking rough. He hit it into the sand, but he would find a way to get himself out, and he was 1-putting. And Cam Davis, his reactions to missing his putts were unreal. You have to go and check him out. Like this will remind you of golfing with a buddy, where he's just like, you see the ball coming and you think you're right on line, and then it loops right around the hole. He just throws his fucking arms in the air like, what the fuck? But yeah, this guy, he was pretty unreal. And I mean, he ended up winning. I thought for sure that he was going to blow it, and then I don't know. He might be off the tour, but this guy probably made more money than he's ever made in his entire life. That was definitely his first PGA win. I don't know if he won like $1 million maybe, but it was pretty wild to watch.
Yeah. Wow.
It got me in the mood for this this golf challenge. It's kind of the match.
The match.
It's tomorrow.
Yeah. July 6th.
What are your thoughts?
Well, I was on Coolbet just before, and I was looking for it. I mean, I'm hoping that they put out some props or something, because right now it has DeChambeau and Rogers as the, I would say, pretty heavy favorites. They're at minus 167. So that's probably where I would put my money too, but it's really hard to count out.
Tom.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's hard to bet against a guy like Tom.
The Buccaneers had worse odds in the Super Bowl. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah, that's true.
So I don't know if you know or not, though, but Bryson and his caddy have taken a break from each other in the last week or so. I don't know if you read that or not. And I know I always bring Brooks Koepka. Obviously, I always bring up how he loved and hates Bryson DeChambeau. When Bryson DeChambeau announced that he was having a breakup with his caddy, Brooks Koepka put up a bunch of pictures of him and his caddy and about how he was the best caddy and can never do it without him, kind of thing. Just one more little fucking jab. I love Brooks for it. But yeah, so with Bryson not having his traditional caddy with him, I don't know, man. Phil can do it with it. Is his brother going to be caddying for him this time again?
I mean, probably. I don't even know if they need a caddy. Like, they're playing.
Yeah.
They're just playing head to head, and I like the way that they're set up. And we should probably look into something like this. They're doing alternating shots, So everyone tees off, but whoever has the worst drive, the other person takes a second shot, and then it goes from there.
Okay. So that would be Chad always is the worst drive.
Man, you're going to be surprised when I start banging out bombs. People don't understand how far I hit a golf ball. Ask Shane. I don't even know how to swing a baseball bat, though. But I can hit a golf ball.
It's
Which is so strange.
The wrong side of the plate.
Yeah.
You swing left or what?
I bat and play hockey left-handed, and I play golf right. And I hit a golf ball significantly farther than I hit a shot a pocket or played baseball.
Yeah.
Wow,
it's way more
that's
natural.
crazy.
Ask Shane was the first time he ever saw me swing a golf club. It's fucking a hilarious story. They were all shocked, all these guys I play baseball with.
Yeah, it was me and two other dudes that are on the team. And we go out there, they're like, have you played a Chad before? I'm like, actually, no, I don't think I have. So we're out there, we go to the range, and I see Chad hitting, and I'm like, what the fuck is different about what he's doing? And then I realize he's on the right side. Like, yo, do you realize that you probably bat from the wrong side of the plate? He just fucking winds up and cranks another one. Like, no, like, I'm being serious. Why do you bat left-handed? He's like,
That sounds just like Chad.
Yeah.
I just did it. It worked. Have you tried batting the other way? Like, are you a switch hitter or what?
That's none of your goddamn business, Kalen. A personal question. You just can't ask someone that.
Yeah. It's 2021.
Yeah. No, I never played baseball the other way. That following years when I started coaching football, so I didn't play baseball anymore.
That's
But
true,
that was the goal, is that I was going to start batting on the right hand side. I batted left. Like, I batted left my whole life. I only played baseball until I was like 10, though, so that really counts.
Yeah.
But even when I played hockey my whole life, and I shot left-handed the whole time.
I shoot left in hockey and right in golf. Yeah, really weird, right?
Yeah.
Well, So with this challenge that's coming up, it kind of got me thinking, like, we are not on the same level as Rodgers and Brady, obviously. But let's say that you were asked to play in this challenge and you had no limit of who your partner could be. Pick one person to be your partner. Any athlete. Ideally not a professional golfer, because then you're just being an asshole.
Okay. Bill Murray.
Okay.
He loves to golf, and he's a hell of a time for 3.5 to 4 hours. I will take that for sure.
Okay. Chad?
Michael fucking Jordan. That guy would just get in people's heads the whole time and be throwing money around, smoking cigars. And I think
But you'd be smoking so many cigars, you wouldn't have a voice by the end of your round.
I don't need to. He would be in everybody's head talking the most trash. I think it'd be so enjoyable to play around a golf with that guy. As long as it's on his bankroll, not mine.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's so many guys out there that would be awesome to play, but I'm gonna say Joe Namath, because you know you're in for a fucking party with that dude. That guy, he's gonna be in a fur jacket on the golf course, and you guys can smoke cigars because Joe and I have something special. We can smoke whatever. This dude was hot in the 60s and 70s. This guy knows drugs that we've never even heard of.
He's the kind of guy that when he shows up to the golf club, they lay down carpet in the areas that don't actually have carpet just to make it look like the 60s and 70s setup, right?
100%, yeah. This guy, he has a mustache in his pocket just in case he gets involved in an orgy.
Yeah. He would be the real life Rodney Dangerfield.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Just caddyshacked it up.
Charlie Sheen wears a Joe Namath t-shirt. But yeah, I got to tell you, we might lose, but we're going to have a lot of fun. I think Chad would probably be in the toughest shape because Michael Jordan will just get pissed and throw him under the bus in the interview after if he makes a bad shot. But yeah, I mean that would be pretty crazy. So we do have our golf challenge coming up. Have you guys thought anything into who your partners are going to be? You don't have to give out any secrets on here yet.
I got a couple ideas. I can't give away all the secrets though.
Oh, yeah. I got 2 ideas. I got one guy. You talk about Chad's mentioning about somebody that's going to trash talk all day. I got a buddy who's going to trash talk all day, for sure.
make sure it's somebody that can take a punch, because you know how I get if it's one of those things that gets out of control,
Oh, you know him. You know who he is.
I believe that. We know a lot of the same people.
Yeah.
Dude, I'll be getting out Shawn Michaels' Sweet Chin music all day long. So just be ready.
And Liam, are you prepared? Are you ready?
God, no. I went to the driving range once, and I might play once before we play. So
I hope I get Liam in the first round.
Yeah, jackpot. So what? Yeah, I mean, what we're gonna do is whichever team becomes the toilet bowl team is gonna have to do something weird or just pay the money to charity, whatever it is. Not a crazy amount, but something reasonable. Say if you lose by 10 strokes, you pay $100 or something.
All right, I'm down with that. Hudson's asking if breaking up with your caddy is tougher than breaking up with your barber. Unfortunately, Hudson, there's 2 guys here who haven't seen a barber in probably a decade. And then there's a third here who hasn't seen one in a few years myself. So I don't know.
Speak for yourself, Caitlin. I go to the barber every week. We have a great relationship.
Yeah.
It lasted 2 fucking marriages, you asshole.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Talk about my barber like that.
Chad's barber has outlasted a lot of relationships, and you keep every time Chad's on here, our engagements go up on Facebook. So
you thought for sure I was coming back 3 in the bag, and I tricked all of you.
I knew. So yeah, we're gonna put out more details as the days and weeks go by. But anybody that wants to be a part of it, we're gonna give away prizes. We're gonna raise money. What was the charity called again, Caleb?
The Tanner Steffler Foundation.
Yeah, I forget. I forgot to write it down. But yeah, I mean, it's a great cause. It's
Hold on, I'll pull it up right now.
And
yeah, Tanner Steffler Foundation.
We're gonna raise money for that. We've already had some sponsorship money coming in to make sure that we can give whatever we need to, whatever people are giving, we want to make sure that we're getting it to them. And I don't know if we reached out to them. We'll talk about that.
Oh yeah,
maybe.
oh yeah, we
Okay.
reached out.
Okay, cool. So we'll get that going. We'll figure out the rules. We'll figure out what we're doing. But it's August 13th either way. And have we locked down the course yet?
We have not yet.
Okay. So we don't want to break that news yet.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Maybe we shouldn't just throw them on the spot.
yeah, yeah, millions and millions of people watching. So anybody care that the Cowboys got Hard Knocks?
Cowboys fans, and that's probably about it. And
So we're all
HBO,
gonna-
because
We're all gonna watch it, right? Because I'm gonna watch it
Yeah, we're
Are you?
junkies.
for sure. Man.
yeah. So are we predicting? I mean, do you think? I know we're getting beyond the show here that we're talking about, but do you predict that Ezekiel Elliott's going to have a fantastic year this year?
I think that he's probably gonna lead the Cowboys in rushing, but I mean, he probably should. So
I saw a
Like,
picture. I
what's
saw a
a
picture that Josh Allen has more touchdowns than Ezekiel Elliott since he's been in the league. Rushing touchdowns, I think, is what I saw.
I believe that. I mean, it's just past June, so it's time for everyone to come out and say Ezekiel Elliott's in the best shape of his life, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the guy he's probably the best guy at working out in the entire NFL. But when it comes to being on the field, unless he's fully engaged, and I said this from the second he got drafted, unless he's fully engaged in the game, he just doesn't give a shit. And he doesn't try hard. I remember him, they lost a game to Michigan State, which, of course I watched it. And at the post-game press conference, he didn't talk about how he let his team down or anything like that. He just declared for the draft.
That's how you do it, man. That's how you show the team what matters.
Yeah, that guy's bitch.
But I don't even know who are the other teams that were up for the picks, because like really I don't even like, it's always like the bad teams that don't make the playoffs, right?
Well, no one wants it, right? No one wants that in their clubhouse 24/7.
Yeah, between the drama, giving out their secrets, among other things.
Having
right?
guys mic'd up, like I don't want that shit around my team.
Yeah, a guy like Jerry Jones sees it as a little bit of a cash grab, not because he's going to make a bunch of money off HBO, but that entire crew has to stay in one of his hotels and eat his food for the next 4 weeks. So he's a smart guy, man. He wants to maximize his dollar value, and good for him. People will go to the training camp and to the preseason games for a chance to get on to HBO, and I mean, good for them. But yeah, I mean,
Speaking of maximizing your
Go ahead.
Speaking of maximizing your dollar value, I was gonna throw a bit of a curveball here as a question, and all back to the pot stuff too. Josh Gordon applies
thought
for
you were
reinstatement.
When you say
Right?
maximize your dollar value, I thought you were going to talk about getting Joe Cool's delivery, but
Oh my God! Yes, the Goin For 2 combo, that is maximizing dollar value.
ask for Amy, tell her you want the Going For 2 combo.
That's right.
But yeah, Josh Gordon applying for reinstatement. That guy
Is it
is
6 times? I think 6 or 7 times now.
he's something else, but at the same time, it's the guy just he just continues to smoke weed, right? So if you're saying that we're potentially going to make weed a legal substance in the NFL to reduce players using Toradol, what difference does it make now?
Yeah.
Like he doesn't play he would essentially play for a team in Seattle that is so close to a state that has legalized meth.
Yeah, you're right. I don't think he actually is with Seattle, though. I don't think they have his rights anymore. He's got to be a free agent. Who do you think he lands with? That's
No,
why,
I don't
honestly, that's why the reason why I brought it up is because that is a
It's
team. Dallas is a team I could seriously seeing him landing with. They have 2
So
great
that's
wide
it.
receiver options.
If
Take
it
a flyer
took
on a player
Dez
like
that
Joe
long,
Gordon.
if it took Dez that long to get signed, you're not signing Josh Gordon.
Yeah, this
Josh-
dude is
Whoa.
he's going to somewhere in the CFL. And I was reading, and I don't know how true it is or if anything's come of it, but Connor Cook might be making an appearance in the CFL as well.
With who?
Toronto,
Really?
which would be pretty wild, I think. And Toronto also has Martavis Bryant.
I did not know that.
Yeah. So imagine they get Martavis Bryant, Josh Gordon, and Connor Cook. Might
Well,
wanna go-
there's a,
might wanna go
there's
and
a
win a
reason to
couple
buy some
games.
tickets. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that'd be interesting, but yeah,
They might not
we'll-
be the only team playing at the Skydome or the Rogers Center either, right?
Yeah, and we will get to that. But I did want to ask you guys a question about the Packers. So we're not gonna talk about Aaron Rodgers because that's the low hanging fruit, and it seems like now there's no trade market for him, which is fucking dumb. But if you were Devonte Adams, and you know that there's no cap on where you can sign on anywhere, right? Like the deal's the deal, no matter where you go. Are you still signing up for a long-term deal with the Packers, or are you exploring options? Because it looks like he said, "I want to stay with the Packers, and these are the guys that brought me here. I'm going to sign with them."
I think he's taking to the highest bidder. The highest bidder that's in contention. I've said this over and over again about different players in different sports.
Mhm.
He owes them nothing. They've already paid him once. If you're not going to put a quarterback around him, why the hell would he stay?
Does Vegas want to break the bank for a receiver? Are they that committed to Derek Carr? Sure seems like it. So what else do they have as far as receivers go? They're pretty stacked, but would you ever pass on a guy like Devonte Adams? I don't
He's a
think so.
plug and play in any team.
Yeah. And I mean, the guy runs great routes, and he's going to be a first-round pick in the fantasy draft, I think, regardless of whether Rodgers is there or not. But my instinct is telling me that Rodgers will be the quarterback there. Week 1, and this has been all a whole bunch of talk over the offseason for nothing. But
Hey, give us something to talk about, though.
it's true. It did. And then we got sick of it. But yeah, let's go to the main event, Kalen, and talk about our boy Shohei Ohtani. Because, we've been talking about that guy a lot, and I still don't think that he gets enough media coverage. I mean, not like I'm his agent, but I still don't think that enough people know who he is. But this guy has now been voted a two-way All-Star. And that is not something that happens in baseball. Now, whether he decides to pitch or play in the outfield during the All-Star game, I mean, I would imagine that the Angels coaches were like, yeah, so you're only playing in the outfield, stupid. You're not pitching. But
Well, the Angels manager was asked, and he said they haven't decided on whether or not he's going to be a starting pitcher or a relief pitcher. If anything, he's going in as a relief pitcher. Let's be realistic.
oh, for sure. Yeah, I mean, he's not going to be anything more than that. And
31 dingers, though, man. This is insane.
So
And I saw the comparison to Babe Ruth, like one of the 1919 numbers of Babe Ruth, which I know Babe had some better numbers than that year specifically, but it's fucking insane. The amount of strikeouts that Shohei has, the amount of innings he's put in work, 31 dingers, like I mentioned. Wow.
yeah, I mean, the guy is he's more likely to hit 60 home runs than have 15 wins at this point because of how bad the Angels are. And I know that you have a different opinion of the Angels right now, but I do think that they're gonna probably sell at the trade deadline. Not Ohtani or Trout, but they're gonna sell some of these pitchers that they can get a little bit of value for.
Well, yeah, that was actually something I was going to bring up in the beginning. There was talking about how Trout was his coming back. He mentioned he can come back shortly after the All-Star break. He's already been seen swinging a bat. That's it. There's been no other baseball activity outside of the few images of him doing that so far. The Angels have won 4 in a row. If Shohei can continue to put these guys in their back, his last 7 hits have all been for home runs. We're asking a lot of him to be doing this over and over, game in and game out. But if he can do that and they can string just a few more games together, their division isn't incredibly strong, right? I know that I don't see that they're winning their division. That's not my angle, but maybe getting a game or a game and a half out of that first place spot where they can sniff a wild card, like which if Trout comes back, and he hasn't played baseball in how long too, right? So there's no saying he's gonna be able to start hitting the ball right away. But
yeah, no, I don't believe into the Angels. They haven't been good for years. There's a reason that they moved on from Pujols. There's a reason they're paying him $30 million to play elsewhere. They're not a playoff team. They're not a playoff caliber team. Ohtani is the best player in baseball. Mike Trout is probably the most popular, best player in baseball.
Makes
and
the All
that's-
Star game without even playing a game, eh? Good for
Yeah,
him.
exactly. I mean, he deserves it.
straight.
And he deserves to be there if he was healthy. So like, baseball is kind of like that, and I don't have any problem with it because I mean, no one really watches the All Star game. We're gonna watch the Derby. That's about it. But yeah, I mean, the bigger story in baseball for me is that the Blue Jays are eyeing coming back to Toronto in July 30th.
Yeah.
July 30th.
Not something we predicted.
We did not. We did not at all. I still barely believe it because it hinges on decision makers that don't know how to make decisions. So
I just
can't
don't get it. Like we're 3 weeks out from that. Are they going to have 500 fans? What was Toronto allowed to have for their playoffs? What was it, like 1,000? 500. So we're in stage 2 now. Maybe we'll get up to 1,500 fans for a Blue Jays game. It'll look like a regular home game.
Whole
It's not
50, looks like 15,000 or 50,000 people in that stadium.
50,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, they're not playing a big name team, so it just looks like a regular Jays game anyway.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see how that all plays out. It looks like it's a story right now. I think it'd be absolutely crazy to decide that a pro franchise is coming back for immediate travel when you can't even eat inside of a restaurant right now. But that's that is one guy's opinion.
Yeah, we don't talk about the 1-9 here.
Yeah, well, we had to this time. But
Speaking of guys' opinions, Shane, did you see the turmoil in your locker room potentially?
oh man, I'm so tired of media fake manufactured bullshit against the Steelers. I'm so tired of it.
Well, it's not media fake. Devin Bush came out and tweeted and said, if you got TikTok, I do not want you on my team or in my phone. Stay away from me. And then somebody retweeted him with like 9 of his or 10 of the top stars in Pittsburgh are all TikTokers.
yeah, but he didn't say what you said. He said, if you're an adult with TikTok, I don't fuck with you. Which that's any other person on here.
Oh, okay.
You have friends with TikTok?
I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. And he's saying, Juju and Clay, you guys not even on the same side of the ball as me. You're not even in the same meeting rooms. We don't go to the same parties. That's all he's saying. No big deal. No big deal.